welcome to Newnan Criterium. This is round 2 of USA Crits, and we're starting off at the back. So, gotta move up. I'm on my new teammate's wheel here, David Davenport, on the Winston-Salem cycling team. Team Winston-Salem Cycling, whatever you've got. Recently, NCL, whole thing, and now have to be on like a separate team because USA Crits have some weird rules, and here we are. First few corners here, kind of narrow, second straight. Plenty of dudes in this field, but a little bit smaller than Sunny King. So we're rolling through, gotta make a breakaway yet again because can't sprint, but this is what is new. I am on a road bike, finally, thank goodness, and that road bike is a rim brake Imonda ALR with tubular wheels, and man, it was bumpy. I had to run 90 psi, so that was a little nuts. First time above 65 psi in like 2 years. So corners, I was a little bit hesitant. Right behind John Davis here for this first lap. This third and fourth corner, I guess the third corner going into that little narrow straight, there were plenty of crashes. You can probably see some of those crashes online if you just look up the USA Crits live stream. They didn't really happen in front of me. We'll see one at the end. But first lap done and dusted. Still got to move up. There's plenty of dudes in this race. It's pretty hard to move up on this course. Like kind of a slight uphill into the finish, downhill after the finish, and then on the other side of the course, same thing. But this inside line on the first corner here, I found was pretty good and would move up there quite often. Plenty of room on the inside. Nashville local cycling here. First Internet Bank. Rainstorm Racing had a full squad too, and just like during Sunny King, they were animating a lot. I finally got up to the front and decided to send a few moves, or rather, in this case, following a few moves. There were little tiny breakaways of 3 to 6 guys that would go. Fergus Arthur was mega instigating some stuff. Brian Gomez here, USA Crits leaders for Newnan, and I knew it was a good spot to be on his wheel. He did have a few very hard sends into that third corner. We'll see later in the video one of those sends and its ultimate result, but Rainstorm are racing pretty far up to the front. It's been interesting to see them like going for breakaways this year. They got guys that can win out of breakaways, and they got guys that can win out of field sprints, which is scary. I had a little break there, so decided to send it again. That was probably my peak power for the whole race. Just attacking to get across to this. I really wanted to like not be the first to make a move, but to bridge across to it was totally fine. And then you just have this weird thing where like the field would string out on this course, and you'd look back and it'd be strung out and people are going hard, but there were no real huge separations until kind of late into the race when finally that elastic did snap. But I felt like going into this part here, there's Alfredo patrolling the front for a lot of the race, so we'll see plenty of him. He was sending that corner pretty hard too. Close that gap for this point sprint, and he ended up taking the point sprint here because they're going after USA Crits team. I'm not sure that there's like an individual overall. Currently, it is after Spartanburg, and I think I'm sitting like 10th overall in USA points, but I don't think individual pays for anything. If anybody has any idea if it pays for anything, let me know. But kind of a weird USA Crit strategy of just doing team stuff. I can think of some other leagues that have tried that, and in this case, it actually seems like a pretty good team structure. Going again, following another break right here, and yeah, this race was kind of hard. We were going fast a lot of the time. Never really felt like I was, instigating stuff that mattered, which was goofy. But following a lot of things, trying to keep things on my side and just waiting for stuff to go. Really thought it would kind of come together. It was going so fast the whole time. Flying through that corner. My bike was bouncing around through most of those corners there on that 25s with 90 psi. Feels like a good old step back on those tubulars. But here is Alfredo sticking up towards the front again, and then we've got his boys over there, teammates, namely Fergus Arthur, who a little bit later would send an attack off the front, one of his many attacks for the race, and then he'd stay out there. So that was pretty impressive. Later on, Alfredo would get back up to him. You can see there's a break off the front. Rainstorm was in almost everything, so they were sitting pretty comfortable. I'm just trying not to miss out on breaks, which has been a theme. So we get a little bit later into this lap. You can see the dudes on my wheel here. And we're going hard. Like that's pretty hard to bring back a little bit of gap on this move. Who's on my wheel? Hara might be on my wheel there. But I decided to give it a little close down. I did this a few times where it was like just easy enough, and I could see the group in front like sitting up. It's like might as well close it down the rest of the way. I think that's Brian in the group right there, so I know getting across to that move is a good idea. Now I see him sit up, so it's pretty much time to go. Like I know the group's kind of tired. That group back there is not going to chase me. Was hoping something would stick, but a little demoralizing to continue hitting it when you know nobody's coming over you that you want to come over you. So racing on the back foot yet again. I'm gonna keep saying that, but that's what it felt like. Kind of had to save a little extra for the tank in the tank for goofy stuff. You can see a break up front, and Ty Magner, he's winding up the field real quick, and here's Lucas Burgoyne, who is on. They're on different teams, but same like team ecosystem, and I think they had a little like working together, just a little deal. This is not the specific incident where this happened, but later in the breakaway. So they've got Fergus Arthur, and they've got Alfredo in the breakaway. And then one of the MC cycling dudes bridged with Lucas Burgoyne across to that breakaway after Ty just like lit the field up. You can see Ty back on the left over here. He did that one more time just to get like a breakaway back, and it worked perfectly to get Lucas, who is directly in front of me. It got Lucas across to that next break. Right here, yeah, I'm just trying to get into like breakaways like this. You can see stuff going, and it would dangle out there for a little bit. You've got Rainstorm on the front, kind of like not pulling, just being on the front, slowing it down a little bit, and then kind of random guys, random attacks would hit it pretty hard into usually like the start-finish straight, and bring it all back. We're only like 35 minutes into the race, but at this point it was starting to get pretty hectic. Following one of the work hard, be humble dudes here, and they have the MC cycling guy over there who made it in the break last week. Yeah, I was just trying to follow wheels that looked good, and spending a lot of matches doing it. Pretty fast race the entire time, but yeah, we're making it through. There wasn't a lot of sketchiness in the group. Once you got to the front, yeah, it was like pretty strung out the whole time. Just waiting for stuff to go, and then right through these few corners here and onto that kind of uphill backstretch, it would bunch up a lot of the times, and then you could send it. So right here, yeah, got more momentum than those guys, decided to send it again. Felt like that was where most of the stuff was going to go, especially after like hard moves through the start finish, and latched onto those wheels. Couldn't really make much happen there. So a little bit later, I sent this little move with Chris Hildreth there. The break is already gone. It's like the break of the night, and we're trying as hard as we can to get it back. And I hit a pretty good, yeah, lap there. Had just rolled off, and Chris had agreed to like roll through with me, which was awesome. We're both kind of solo racing, and yeah, later, like right after this little move, Chris railed that corner, and yeah, Lucas, rightfully so, did not stick on his wheel. Pretty soon after this, Lucas would bridge to that breakaway right after Ty Magner did his pull there. Little crossing over from one of the Cliff Bar guys. And yeah, at this point in the race, that's me sitting up. I actually looked back, and my eyes were so dry that I lost a contact, which was nuts. I tried to put it back in, like I caught it on my finger and tried to put it back in. You can see Burgoyne and Fergus Arthur there on the breakaway. So they both make it across. I had just lost a contact. that was a little unsettling. And here we are into the finish. Big old crash. I can't see it because I don't have a contact in, don't have depth perception, but yeah, into the last few corners here. I'm just on Zach Buran's wheel, sprinting for like 18th, 19th place. Ended up the MC Cycling guy, I think Roderyck, got them in the sprint, and race over. Thanks for watching. See ya.